All right, so it's happening. The UK is officially, well, not officially. They're not very official with anything, but yeah, it's starting to come to light with how much or how many people are being arrested for speech laws in the United Kingdom. Recently, it's starting to gain popularity and traction as a story where a crazy statistic, if people haven't seen, where there in 2023 over 12,000 people were arrested due to violating speech laws in the United Kingdom. Now, a lot of these people that have gone to jail were breaking speech laws labeled as hate speech, basically calling for acts of violence or saying things that broke the speech laws in the United Kingdom. And just to compare statistics, I think we all could agree that Russia as a country, with Vladimir Putin, is obviously a dictator, and that overrules the country, where he has in the past murdered his political opponents and journalists that have just disappeared off the face of the earth, which is a true tyrannical government dictatorship ran by Vladimir Putin. But if you look at the statistics of Russia and Vladimir Putin, as of 2023, there were only 3,300 people that had been arrested for speech violations in Russia, which is kind of crazy to think about. Now, I do think that people being arrested for inciting violence, saying that they're threatening to harm someone or threatening to kill someone, should not be allowed. That is, you're threatening someone's life, you're threatening their family. I think that's a horrible thing, and I think those people should not be around. I think that you're calling for acts of violence against people is not right and is something that should not be allowed for someone to do. But I do think that if you are arresting people for criticizing your government, if you're arresting people, your own people, for criticizing the government because you don't like what they have to say and you're labeling that as hate speech, then you got a big problem on your hands. Because what's happening now in the United Kingdom is that people are just simply being arrested for posts they're making on social media that are hurting other people's feelings. This happened to a gentleman in the UK not too long ago. He actually recorded it on his cell phone, where the cop was actually explaining to him that his social media posts had caused someone anxiety, and he was being arrested for the post that he made.
Section 19 refers to spreading what we say like racial hatred. So you've posted something online that we believe is spreading racial hatred.
Twitter, Facebook?
I can't explain too much. It's just to give you the context beforehand.
Which is crazy. This is crazy. It's a scary thing. Arresting someone because they posted something on social media that gave someone else anxiety. It made them feel bad. Now, again, I disagree with calling for acts of violence, but when it comes to hurting other people's feelings with what you have to say, that's just too bad. I think that the moment censorship begins, you start to censor people for saying certain things that for what they have to say because it hurts other people's feelings. You go down a dark, dark path where people start to feel that they're losing their voice. And people start to lose their voice, things get very, very scary. They get very violent. This is what happened to us when eventually, we led a revolution, gaining our independence from Great Britain because we felt that we wanted to rip off the chains of what they held over America, which is they would suppress our speech. They would kill us for our speech. And this is when we had to lead an American revolution to gain our independence, to be able to speak freely on what we want to speak on. And with a country like the UK that they never could have seen it coming, they're starting to revert back to their old ways where they're limiting their freedom of speech. They don't have the right to protect themselves, the right to bear arms. And it seems that they're powerless. The people are powerless against this. Now, this isn't happening in the United States of America. I hope it doesn't happen at all. But there are certain things where the United States is kind of getting to a point where certain things are being censored. For example, someone that's currently being censored on the platform of TikTok is Nick Fuentes. He's heavily criticized Israel, and he's used his freedom of speech to express his feelings on Israel and shed light on, what's happening. And, TikTok was recently bought out by some, people. And, and now he's banned You can't even post about Nick Fuentes on the platform. It violates the community guidelines. So it never works. It's just not good. And I think with the UK and banning people's freedom of speech is wrong. It's people's God-given right to be able to speak freely on what they want to say. And I think that when you go down this dark path of hate speech laws and you're violating speech laws, and you hold people to that, you don't live in an open and free democratic society. Now, I hope the UK can bounce back from this. I don't know, what they can do as of right now. This is something that this is bad for their country. This is not good. And, things are either, in my eyes, they're either getting better or they're getting worse. And from what it seems like with the UK, it seems like it's getting worse. But those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know if, what do you guys think about the UK? Do you think that they're going to keep arresting people, or, they're going to stop with this and start revoking these hate speech laws? All right. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks.